Hello, everyone. Today we have a guest, Alexandra Rogers. She is a retired clinical psychologist from California. She's got over 30 years of experience, and recently she's self-published a book. And this conversation, the book is called Your Journey to Successful Parenting. And the conversation is not going to be about the book, it's going to be about the process of self-publishing. So I asked Alexandra to tell us what she did to self-publish this book. What services did she use? Did she get an editor, for example? Did she work with a book cover designer? These kind of things. So this conversation is for you if you you're planning to self-publish a book. Plenty of links in the show notes or in the description of this video. If you're watching on YouTube, there are plenty of links there, all the services that Alexandra used, all the editorial services, book cover designing services, that kind of thing. Check them out. I hope this conversation will be useful. I hope you will find some, it's a story that might help you, show you the way to self-publishing your own book. Enjoy the conversation. It's story time. Alexandra, you self-published this book called Your Journey to Successful Parenting. Tell us about this idea. How did you come up with this idea for a book?
Okay, so when I retired, I was thinking about something that I could do for the next 30 years of my life. And then I decided I should start writing. And then I read a book called How to Get Paid for What You Know. And the book was basically about how to make money from your knowledge, your basic knowledge. And so I thought, well, I know some things, so I should start trying to write about that. So I started writing articles, and I found medium.com. And medium.com, you can, it's like all over the world, and you can publish your articles on there.
Yeah, that's where we met, actually.
Yeah. And so I was writing articles about mental health and about parenting. Then after a while, after I had maybe 20 articles, I thought, I have a book here. So I started thinking about putting my articles into a book. Then I started this is how I wrote my book, started writing my book, and then I organized it, and then I wrote more chapters. I'm a very disorganized person by nature, and so I tend to write first and then organize my stuff later instead of doing an outline first and like you're told to. That seems to escape me.
Did you work with an editor?
Yeah, so I finally found a good editor by writing to a lady who self-published a book, about how to help parents with children. And she gave me the name of her editor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I found my first decent editor. She did a pretty good job, but then I kept going over and over my book because I was worried that it wasn't, perfect and I missed something. And I found some errors in it. And so I thought I better get another editor.
So did you send the full manuscript to the editor?
First what you do is you send 10 or 20 pages to see if you like their editing job.
Okay.
So you don't send a full manuscript initially because you don't know if you're going to like their work.
Okay. And was this what type of editor was this?
Well, she can do any kind of she can do any kind of editing, but you have to tell an editor what kind of edits you want, whether you want developmental edits, whether you want copy edits, or whether you want the final polish. I still found things that, that needed changing. And so I decided to go to Kirkus editing. The reason I picked Kirkus editing is Kirkus in the United States, they do editorial reviews, professional editorial reviews, which the librarians and bookstores always look at. They're paid reviews, but they don't do fake reviews. So if your book is not up to par, they'll let you know what's wrong with it, and then you have the option of not publishing it online on
Okay.
their website. And then I noticed that they have an editing service. And so what I did is I hired their editing service, which is like for all three stages, which is super, super expensive. It was $4,500. But I decided to bite the bullet and get it because I wanted the book to be in the Library of Congress. I wanted librarians to buy it. And so I wanted it to be in tip top shape. And I wanted a good review from them. And I figured, they'll do a good job.
Hmm.
The way whatever they approve of in their reviews, it should be good enough for their reviews. They did a really good job, and they also taught me some things about grammar, which I can't repeat. I hate grammar in all languages. And but it's there in writing, for me to refer back to when I'm editing my own next book. So I got that, and then I was calm after that. And then I
Hmm.
submitted my book to get it published.
You found that useful.
Very,
Hmm.
very,
Why?
very useful. Very. If you have good editors. Now, if
Hmm.
I hired some other try to hire some other editors before that were just useless.
Hmm. Why?
They tried to rewrite what I wrote, which was this is not what I asked for. Put their own ideas in there.
The good editor.
Yeah.
Why was it good, except for the fact that they didn't change your ideas?
She let me know which parts of the book were like inconsistent. You have to have consistency in the book. When you're writing a book, you have to have consistency in how you present your ideas. Uh, my book had several chapters, but they all kind of tied together. And I had a lot of dialogue in my book between parents and children to illustrate how to talk to your kids and what happens when you say certain things.
Mm-hmm.
They caught the typos and the misspellings, and because English is my third language, I use certain words too much. And so in the initial edit, the lady that I finally picked as my editor said, you use which and that and it and this too much. And you need to change that because it makes people not be able to know what you're talking about. So I went through the book and I did that. Uh, so that was really prominent. That was really important for me.
Would you say that you improved your writing by working with an editor, with a competent editor?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. So it's an experience you would recommend. Hmm.
I would recommend because it's, once I've gone over the book several times, it's impossible for me to notice anything. That's why editors are so important.
Hmm. I agree with this. It happens to me as well. After a while, you get so immersed in what you're writing that you don't see you can't get out of it, and you can't see it from
Yeah.
above. Yeah.
You can put it, people say put it away like for 2 weeks. For me, it would have to be like a year for me to get it out of my head.
What about publishing? So
Okay.
what did you do?
Okay. So I like to do things by myself a little, like to learn new things all the time.
Hmm.
So I read about, self publishing, and I read about getting things on Amazon. And I read that most of the books that sell in the United States sell it on Amazon.
Hmm.
And so my focus became Amazon. And then I read about, I had the manuscript and I read about how to convert it to this and that to be able to publish it on Amazon. And then I decided it was too complicated for me. And so I hired a company that basically converts your manuscript into a PDF that can be uploaded. It was like $1,400 for both of those for EPUB and PDF format.
To market your book? Like, 'cause I've seen that you've got a few reviews there already. Did
Yeah.
you
Okay.
well,
So what? To market your book, I hired somebody for that because I'm not sure how to do that.
mhm,
And what a lot of the marketers do, basically, they do it for Amazon.
mm,
Because with the Amazon algorithm, there's a thing called velocity. Your book is supposed to be more and more popular as it goes along instead of less and less popular.
mm,
And then the algorithms of Amazon pick it up and boost it some more. So the name of the game is to get your book boosted on Amazon.
mm,
And so the companies that help you, get popular on Amazon, basically what they do is they try to get you on podcasts ahead of time. It's good. I didn't do that. I picked a company that was cheaper. But I'm just telling you how the expensive companies do it so you can do it yourself. So they try to get you on podcasts, and so you can talk up your book. It's preferable to do it before you actually publish your book, before it goes live. And they also help you get some beta readers to help you with reviews. So the
mm.
beta readers can read your book ahead of time.
So you basically paid a company to advertise to promote and boost your book on Amazon. Is that
Just
correct?
yeah.
Okay.
So what they did, what the company did is they sent my book out to some of these companies for to read and do reviews, but that didn't really give me anything.
Hmm.
It I didn't see any reviews from that weren't from people that I talked to and
Okay.
exchange reviews with. So
Okay.
I thought that was a waste of money.
But what was the main aim of all this? Like, why did you do all this?
Okay. So the main aim was when I was working, of course parents came to me with their kids and I was able to help them. But there's so many people throughout the United States who don't have insurance, who don't have the money to hire a psychologist, who don't have the money to buy a book, and they want, they go to the library to look for books and for help. And I wanted those people, and maybe people who don't have that much education. I wanted to write a book that was not writing down to anybody, but it was written at fifth or sixth grade level. So anybody could understand it and anybody could use it. So parents would benefit when they couldn't go get therapy.
Hmm.
And so that was my aim, to help parents.
All the money that you invested, would you
Yeah.
say that you will get them back?
I'm not sure if I'm going to get my money back.
Hmm.
I'm trying very hard to advertise my book, to make sure it gets into libraries and gets up higher up on Amazon so the algorithm picks it up. I want it to become well known because if it's not well known,
Hmm.
then people won't know that it's there,
Hmm.
to get it. So right now, my push is to do podcasts and to do advertising with libraries.
What advice would you give to someone who's about to write a book, self-publish a book, or just they have an idea for a book? Like, what advice would you give them?
Okay, so let's start with you have an idea for a book.
Hmm.
So the first thing you do, because that's how books start, anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I would do is look for books that are, the same titles or similar titles as my idea, and you can use ChatGPT to find titles that way. I use
Okay.
ChatGPT a lot now to ask questions.
Okay.
Uh, and then and then read some of those books. You might get some ideas about how you want your book to be or how you don't want your book to be. Because I read some
Hmm.
parenting books that I definitely decided, that I don't want my book to be like this. I would start writing on my computer, and so some people like to write longhand. I would start writing on my computer because it's a lot easier to rearrange chapters and to rearrange paragraphs and to move paragraphs around. Just start writing when you have ideas. Just start writing. Title it my book, and you can move it around and move it into different chapters later. But I would do it like that because I'm so disorganized. Some people are organized, and you can ask ChatGPT to do an outline for you for your book.
Okay. But you didn't do an outline.
I don't do outlines. I've,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So never, not even when you write your papers.
even when I wrote my papers in high school um, before like Word and all those kinds of things, we had to bang things out on a typewriter many years ago. I would jot down ideas, would read stuff, jot down ideas, and put them in different envelopes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to do that as well. On post, actually, I've got some here, like writing ideas on post-its,
Yeah.
and then say, I've got an idea there. Let's see if I can write a newsletter or a blog or a chapter of my book, whatever.
Yeah.
This is your first book. Anything you would do differently?
No, because I didn't know any better. It's going to be easier the next time.
Okay, okay. So next time, what would you do? What would you do? What are you going? Sorry, what are you going to do differently next time for your
Well,
next book?
next time I would start advertising my book before I launched it.
Ah, okay.
Uh, but I already know how to do that. And I would still hire somebody to do my Amazon ads for me. I didn't do any. I hate social media. You're supposed to do like social media and gather emails and send emails to people. And I just hate all of that. And I haven't done it, and I'm not going to do it. So I'll have to use other methods.
I like it. I like the approach because there's no one right way to market your book.
Yeah.
And despite, maybe some people think I must have social media. I use social media, um, Substack, I like the idea of building the book in public. So
Yeah.
you send updates, you send um, sections of your book, table of contents, like bits and pieces here and there
Yeah.
to raise interest, because it's very, to me, it's a mistake to come out of the blue and say, oh, here's my book,
Yeah.
and no one knew anything about that before. So yeah. um right, thank you, Alexandra. I don't think I have any other questions. All the links, all the technical stuff that you talked about, the companies that you hired, the editors, book cover designers, all this. Yeah, send me their email, and I'll put everything in the show notes for the readers, for the
I
viewers.
already did. I already did.
Okay, great. and we'll put everything there. Your website and your not social media, because you're not on social media, right?
I'm on
So where can people find
I'm on
you?
LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I don't post very much.
Okay. So where can people find you, your book?
On my they can find it through my ajrogersbooks.com.
That's your website.
You just go to my website.
Okay. So I'll put everything there. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the chat. Very useful. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, Alexandra. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're a writer and you want to improve your writing or you want to keep improving your writing, consider joining my private email list, Better Writers. I send one short email every week. I share tips, insights, things that I learn, book recommendations to help you do one thing only: become a better writer. The link is in the show notes or in the description of this video. Thank you for listening once again. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.